pointing to the crucifix. Oh, sir, what?
Sir. Huh?
Hang on, I'll be right back.
What is that?
And that's,
It's
I guess, how he
music,
started
duh.
as well.
Wait, what did we
Wait.
start? Wait, what part of the conversation got in?
Whatever music was coming through Dan's mic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they didn't hear the story about the man.
No.
Okay,
Nope.
cool. Good, I'm gonna leave that up in the air.
All right, cool. But anyways.
Give me uno segundo.
Uno segundo? Okay. You get uno segundo. Well, he had an uno segundo, and he didn't return, so, All right. I guess I could
Content.
load the content.
Senor.
And see, loading the content brought him back. See?
Yay.
See, chat? So the lesson here is
9.
sometimes you gotta load the content to
9.
make things happen.
9.
What's up?
I'm a big fan of your content.
Aw, thank you. Was that your computer fan or a sound effect of a computer fan?
That's a fan. I have a fan because I'm a
gotcha,
big
gotcha.
fan. I'm
You're
a big fan of your work.
Aw.
I'm a big fan of your work.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the cool breeze I needed.
Hey, Dan. Dan.
Danny!
Is he back?
Bed.
I can't tell.
Suppose not.
What if I load the
Dang it.
content again?
I'm back. What?
2 times the charm.
What?
Works every time.
I don't get it.
Dan's just like, what? Hey, Dan. Hey, Dan. Dan,
Hey, Mega. Hey, Mega.
you need to cool down.
Thank you. It's very refreshing.
You're
actually.
sweating. Relax. Take a
Thank
deep
you.
breath.
I felt pretty nice, actually. I got really immersed when you did that, Mega. I went to my vent in my ceiling, just stood under it while you were doing that. I'm like, yes, this feels nice.
All right,
Very
chat.
immersive.
So this is what you want to do. If you really want a good, effective fan ASMR, all you have to do is have like a fan be loud in your headphones and stand under a fan or a vent.
Exactly.
There
It's
you
a
go.
very pleasant experience.
4D ASMR.
4D.
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 March 22nd, 2:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3.
You know, 4D sounds like 40. Dude, it's him. What was
That's
his
him.
voice?
Surfer
Yeah,
dude.
surfer dude.
Dude, I can't believe that Adrian, no way, not cool, and collected Adrian Andrews.
Sorry, my client. I am eating
Dude, what are you eating, bro?
nachos. You want some?
Nah, I'm full.
All right, more for me. Well, she is your manager. Would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, it was her.
Oh, so after the ceremony, during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time.
Hmm.
Oh.
Hmm.
Is that an egg?
It's a button from the suit.
Blood egg?
The bloody egg button.
The bloody egg.
See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your hakama.
Hakama. Because she was the one that came to wake me up?
Yeah.
Then, dude, You're saying it was really her?
Yeah.
Dude.
She's the real killer.
Dude.
She murdered Jimbo.
Jimbo. Oh, that's right, Jimmy Neutron. Man, it's been a while.
But why? I thought she was buds with Jimbo.
She has her own agenda.
Her own agenda? What are you talking about?
You ever been to
Dude.
Hollywood lately? You ever hear about The Message?
Dude, don't mention that.
I'm talking about the movie star about Hollywood politics.
Don't.
I'm sure you'll see all about The Message by the time this trial's over.
No. I don't. If the message is from Kevin Spacey, I don't want anything to do with it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix, what is going on with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think her motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, right?
Wait,
Not
who's-
whatever Hollywood star you're talking about.
Celeste
Mhm.
Impacts? There's a what?
Adrian Andrews' mentor.
Mm-hmm.
You want to say anything to
And
me,
that's
Phoenix?
Mm-mm.
So literally
She-
nothing. You're just not gonna mention how Celeste Impacts left a suicide note, and the person who thought
She's just hanging
had
around.
it was Jimmy Neutron, Jimbo,
Mhm.
right? The victim of this murder,
Mhm.
right?
She's just hanging around.
So that's it. You're not gonna at all talk to me because you're eating nachos.
Hang on, I had to rebind my keys. Which one's the?
You know what? I can
Is
imagine
this my
when
thinking voice? Oh,
that's your
no, this-
distorted voice.
No, okay, never mind. I had to change my keys because I got a new keyboard. I don't remember. Is this my thinking?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, good.
So, I can imagine Phoenix offered a nacho, and Mayo's like about to take it, but then with her other hand, just slaps the nachos out of his hand.
Oh.
Focus!
I don't want Joe nachos.
You're right. I need to focus.
Good. But regardless of all the facts we know, other than you being nachos, one thing bothers me.
Yeah.
Why are you eating nachos on the floor?
No, you know.
Dude, it's like.
Phoenix, you're
gross.
not poor.
5 second rule.
Dude.
That's not 5 seconds.
Yeah, it was 3
Were
seconds.
you counting?
It was 3 seconds.
No, but it's definitely been 5 seconds
See?
by now.
I was counting.
I don't think you realize how fast we've been talking.
It was 3 seconds like a minute ago.
And I don't think you realize
Basically
how
5
serious this
seconds.
trial is.
Look, first you get mad at me because I'm coping by being super serious, and now I'm stress eating. I can't have that.
What's 5 divided by 3?
24.
What?
What? Oh, he's right.
Huh? No, he's not.
Oh, wait. No. Wait. I think my calculator's broken.
No.
So,
On my resume, it
Phoenix,
says
who-
I can do math really fast, but it doesn't say I can do it accurately. But I did do it really fast.
Doesn't mean it's right.
I said it doesn't say I can do it accurately, but
So
I
that
was
means you
fast.
can't do math.
At least the bar exam didn't have math in it. Well, it did, but I skipped those questions. I think I got a flat 70.
Well, it did. I just skipped them.
What bar did you take that had math questions in it?
The math
I-
bar.
Yeah. I think it was called the SAT or something.
Those are letters, not
You know,
numbers.
I have two problems with this case.
Hmm.
One of them being, who was it that first told us about the relationship? You know, better stated Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impacts. Second, your ability to take this case.
I got it, Chief. Oh, don't worry. Look, I know I've been a little hung up these past 2 days, ever since Maya got kidnapped. But Chief, I'm on it. I'm on it like peanut butter on jelly.
Oh, it's been 2 days. Okay. That's how long I was gone.
Peanut butter and tomato juice, Chief. I got it.
Okay, Elvis.
It was Edgeworth.
You know what? It looks like he's still the one in command of this ship. Thank goodness, because I think I trust more with him with my sister than you soon. Regardless, don't let your guard down yet, please. Peanut butter, tomato juice.
Ah.
March 22nd, 2:25 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Oh god, no one told the chief that I actually went out to the bar last night.
How?
Was
It's only
that
been
why?
15 minutes.
Is that why I feel weird? Okay.
It's only now setting in. That's how bad it was.
Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please.
Wait, have you been drinking?
The prosecution
No.
calls the wit- The prosecution
on.
calls the witness subpoenaed by the court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Jimmy Neutron's room. What is your occupation?
I'm the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt Ungar.
I see. Now then,
Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request.
yeah, sure. What is it?
I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently.
No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossipland.
If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all our work for us.
Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Wow, didn't I
Still-
call it or something? Whatever. But yes, I was seeing Mr. Neutron. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Jimmy. But this was a private matter between Jimmy and myself.
No way.
So it was a fry and bait matter? Or was that bait and fry? It reminds me of fishing.
But I didn't kill him.
No one is accusing you of that.
I think the defense was a bit, but
Yeah, I
you know, Mr.
What?
Edgeworth, I'm sure
did,
you're a
right?
great guy, but I think the reason why the defense wanted me here so badly is to pin it on me or something.
We've been gone for 2 days and you're accusing someone of murder?
Uh-huh.
I mean, we do that every case, but, you know. You still eating?
Uh-huh.
You still eating nachos?
Mm-hmm.
I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews.
How much nachos?
Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place.
Door flip!
When I found the body. I will do my testimony, I will not do a flip. It was the time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Jimmy's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock. Yeah, see, shock. What I saw
Did you get
was...
stabbed by a butter knife? What a way to go.
Actually, yeah. It might as well have been.
What I saw was, naturally, the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice.
Ah, yes, naturally.
You poured yourself a glass of juice?
Yes. Sadly, I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of the crime. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing.
And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Okay.
Phoenix.
Hmm?
Stop. Please, are you sure you can take this case?
I got it!
Because
I love how...
she is
I love
one
how-
cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match.
I love how Mia's not even angry at being somewhere at this point. She's just depressed. She's like, "Are you got this? Really?"
It's more like because right now, the fate of her sister rests in the hands of someone who is losing it.
I got it. I got it.
She doesn't
No.
believe you.
I'm not breaking down. I'm not coping.
Why are you breaking down?
Shut up.
Why are you breaking down?
Not you, Chief. The other one.
How you have the audacity of breaking down?
I'm about to break bad. I am the one who knocks me out.
So in order to catch a person like her, the one who has brains and is very
I
collected
must
and
be the
cool
one
right
who
now.
knocks to catch.
Sure, you have to avoid head-on confrontations, like what you just said. Don't do that. You should disrupt her pacing. What just happened to Discord? Oh, Discord just crashed. Let's go. I said, I guess, a bad word. Mia said a bad word to it. Just disrupt her pacing, and Discord says, nope, don't do that, and just shut down. Awesome. All right, I love it. All right, we back? We back. My Discord just randomly crashed. There we go.
As I was saying, other me. I'm bringing up a tab. I don't think they want to see me back there unless I'm waving cash in their face.
How much?
Well, I can name some
How
brands.
much money do you owe them?
I had a Jack Daniels, and then I had a soju, and then I had a couple of beers. I also had red wine. I had a couple of mixers as well.
In one night?
Uh-huh.
Why? What happened in these past couple of days?
Nothing. It's just a serial killer person, hired contract killer, kidnapped Maya and says she's gonna die unless I get this person found not guilty. Which, in hindsight, makes me think he might actually be guilty, because otherwise, why am I being blackmailed and getting him off the hook? Am I right? But I don't know. And this person standing right in front of me, she's dead, but her only living family besides Pearl, who she's currently possessing, she's in the hands of that killer, and her life's also in my hands, and everyone's kind of looking at me like, well, what do we do next, Nick? Oh, you got this, right, Nick? What happened here, Nick? And I'm just like, whoo-wee. And then I woke up this morning, turns out I'm behind on the payment for the office too, but I got it. I got it. I'm fine.
I don't think you're fine, Phoenix.
Fine. Besides, what do you care? Oh, that's right. You just want your sister off the hook. I got it. Don't worry. I'll handle it. I can do it.
Okay, in the grand scope of things, yes, I do care about my sister more. Everything else you just said is also very concerning.
No, it's fine, Chief. I can handle this.
Can you hear me, Mia?
Yes, I can.
What happened to him? What happened to this man?
He is dead scared from last I've heard.
I'm not scared. Does this sound like someone who's scared? This is someone who has given up, but I still have a job to do.
Given up?
But, I guess I should tell you, I don't actually think Adrian Andrews did it, but someone's got to go to jail, otherwise Maya fries.
Your Honor, I think the defense is incompetent.
Mm-hmm. You listen to him, Your Honor. He's spitting.
What?
What? You hired me. Actually, you didn't hire me. The killer hired me. I don't think the killer paid much attention.
I'm pretty sure this still applies. I'm pretty sure this still applies. Pretty sure this still applies. Pretty sure this still applies.
No, it doesn't. I know what you're thinking.
No.
Yeah, I think he's going to lose this case.
guess what? He's not allowed to come out this time. You
Well,
want
it
to know
doesn't
how?
matter if he comes out or not. It's to you. Calm
For
down.
me?
Yeah. Shut up.
That one actually hurt a little.
Yes.
Ow!
What do you think I'm doing? Snap out of whatever you have in your head right now and focus on this whole trial. We can do the other stuff later. How about we do this one at a time before I start losing it?
Mia.
You're the only one who's scared. You're the only one who thinks, oh, I have big calendar problems. You have problems.
I know. You're dead. The judge is mad at me now. Can you just advance your dialogue?
Fine, I will. Who cares what I say anyway? Oh, finally, man, such a yelling session over there. Finally, they shut up.
This is the man. This is.
Oh, can I do my testimony now? That's great. All right.
I'm
here
the
we go.
fake version of this guy. Okay.
That is. Oops. Hold on.
Sucks, doesn't it, other me?
All right. I think it's just pressing it.
Oh, you hold it. You were in shock.
What? Was I not supposed to be?
Not really. Have you kind of listened to yourself?
What do you?
Excuse me?
You heard what I said. You don't seem like the type to really give a dang.
This is unprofessional.
Ow?
You don't
Your
seem
Honor,
like...
I don't appreciate this badgering.
Your Honor, he's currently up there watching. His job is to eventually hit the gavel and say guilty or not guilty. I think he's going to say guilty the way I'm going, but you just don't seem like you would give a hoot nanny if anyone died in front of you. I mean, ever since your mentor died, after all, I don't think you really cared about anything after that point.
I thought we were supposed to have that secret.
I didn't say who your mentor was. I didn't say anything.
Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock.
Thank you,
Mr.
prosecution.
Straight-laced over there, bringing everything back on track.
And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked.
Young beauty, wait a minute. Mr. Edgeworth, you trying to say something then?
That she is calm and collected, like a proper lady.
You trying to say I'm
Thank
not
you.
calm and collected?
What do you think, Phoenix?
I think in a world of insane people, the insane ones are actually sane.
The court's opinion is that the defense is insane. Let's go.
Kangaroo court! Hold it! Alright. This is the photo, right? Right?
Yes.
look at that
Yes,
dweebo.
the one with the knife lodged into his chest.
Look at that dweebus, that dweeboramus, that Jimbo Jimmy Neutron. Imagine dying to a butter knife. How pitiful do you gotta be?
That is kind of that is kind of weird.
Oh yeah, guitar case. That was like that too, right?
Yes, it was open and empty, of course.
And then, what did you do next, witness?
Oh yeah, Miles is alive. How'd that?
Long story. Turned out he just left a note that said he was dead, and then disappeared for a year. Isn't he a great guy? I thought he was dead, but you know. Apparently I'm supposed to just take that all in stride. Juice?
Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself.
So you didn't drink any of it, though, did you?
Huh?
Oh, there were no lip marks left in this wine glass that suggested anyone drank from it.
That's not wine.
I
It's a
wasn't
wine
feeling
glass,
terribly
though.
great, so I set the glass down. without drinking it.
Unusually bright wine.
It's a wine glass, voice in my head. We call it a glass. You can pour different things in a wine glass, but it's still called a wine glass. And yes, I know that because I went drinking and I had to learn the distinction very quickly.
I thought they distinctly said there was wine in it. That didn't look like wine. It looked like
No,
tomato
they just said it was
juice.
a wine glass.
Oh, then.
Andrews, I'd like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered Jimbo, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself a glass of juice, right?
Oh, juice. Okay.
And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time.
Your mind was a complete blank. I didn't think that was quite possible for you.
Aren't you rude today?
You're noticing now? I have been rude, sweetheart.
Yeah, I just thought to state the obvious for the court.
Everyone does that a lot.
I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing.
What one thing?
Never mind. It's no big deal.
What was she trying to say?
She was gonna say something. I think I should press further. That's what a good lawyer would do, right? Andrews, I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. Hang on a second.
What are you eating now?
More nachos. Shut up. I really want to know, though. What was the mistake? I like to imagine as he's pointing, he says, like, he's not pointing, he's just holding the plate of nachos.
Nachos.
Actually, I would like to know what this mistake is as well.
Hey, Miles, you want a nacho?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over.
Flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? This massive glass shards?
It was originally on top of the dresser, but when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case.
Why'd you withhold such an important piece of information?
I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess. Clumsy, I'm sorry.
Looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony.
I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. I was the one who knocked the flower vase over, where it fell onto the guitar case, which that is a contradiction because but only on the top of the lid. I think. Wait. Pretty sure. Wait, yeah.
Egg.
Egg!
Objection. Andrews.
Yes.
Liar, liar, bench on fire.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you testified you knocked the flower vase over, yeah?
Yes.
And it fell on the guitar case?
Is there a problem with what I said?
Yep. It is a major problem. And it's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's just not kosher. Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, That was true. The case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside.
That's very true!
Furthermore, there's one other strange thing about this guitar case.
What is that?
All right, now, so it's taking a look-see at the crime photo.
Water.
So the remains of the vase scattered all over the floor.
And what is wrong with that?
If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, a glass shard should be inside, not outside the case.
Objection. If the vase hits the ground, there's no way that the shards could get inside the case.
Shut up.
No, that's not even a no, I'm not even gonna respond. Thank you.
Objection! What is your point, right?
You're not okay.
That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all?
Objection. No. Think back to what Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else.
But my point still stands.
No, it doesn't. Shut up.
Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say that she didn't touch the guitar case. Objection! But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found in the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all.
Ellipses. Well. Go on.
Well, I guess the empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case. I guess, maybe. I don't know.
Seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case?
Well, I'm.
Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
I can do this.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Make her testify. The empty guitar case. It's a crucial piece of the puzzle.
I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you.
Oh, believe me, I can't believe I'm doing it either.
All right, I'll follow along for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case.
Yes, Your Honor. The guitar case. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over.
Okay, buddy.
It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know.
I didn't touch anything, but also I did open that guitar case.
I
after
don't remember.
Not touching anything.
So,
It looks like this really wasn't a very important point. This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting.
Defense would like to go ahead and proceed with the cross-examination.
Using any way to change the topic, a convenient escape for a weak man.
I didn't say that, but...
I mean, he is pretty weak, not gonna lie.
Shut up.
It's the guitar case again!
Objection!
Guitar!
There is no way you were the one who opened the guitar case.
Why would you say that?
Elementary, my dear Winston.
Winston?
I don't know why. I can imagine just the ghost of Sherlock just comes down, bops Phoenix in the head just for like insulting him,
For a
or
second.
joins him with the holograph. One or the other.
I thought you were about to say bops my head and says, "It's Watson, you don't."
It's Watson!
It's Watson! Don't you dare insult the name of my daughter!
My dear fellow, it's Wilson!
Elementary, my dear Winston, my dear Wilson, Watson. Elementary.
Loads gun. Say her name right.
Winston? Why Winston?
Mary Sue.
What?
Nothing.
Who are you talking about?
Mary Snoo.
Get on with the case.
Get on with the case, thank you. I don't know what I'm talking about either. Give me a second, I need to recover from that. I actually had a mental flashback. So I'm like, what am I talking about? What am I doing?
What are you talking about?
I think I was starting to get a little too into being I was about to say a bad no word for Phoenix. What's a polite word that doesn't involve swear words on this channel?
A dum-dum.
A dum-dum.
And
I was being too into being just this completely out of whack Phoenix. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim.
Ah!
What is it, Miss Andrews?
You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case.
What do you mean?
I don't know. But what if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time?
Gloves? Why would you be wearing gloves at the time?
I don't know, this is stupid. It was the night of the awards ceremony, so of course I dressed for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves. You know, totally not because it would contradict anything or whatever, you know? Totally nothing.
Your Honor, I took off my gloves
I
to drink. Because, obviously. But I was wearing gloves every other time.
Well, nothing strange. I mean, yeah, it's just completely strange, completely wrong.
Well, Mr. Ryan, it seems witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime, no doubt about that.
Nothing strange, Your Honor. I mean, completely strange. Everything's strange.
Your Honor, shut up. You wasn't even there.
No, I said it was strange. It was so strange. I guess so. I guess it makes sense.
What do you mean? That makes... No.
You're the epitome of a half-baked idea.
A brain is to be used, not to look pretty for med students carving cadavers.
Cadavers.
Cadavers, thank you.
I guess I have to bake my thoughts just a little longer.
Phoenix literally just said I needed to cook.
I need to cook.
I need to cry.
Now,
Hold on.
if the defense...
Hold on, let him cook.
Now, if the defense has no further objections, let's return to the testimony.
No.
Time travel.
You were wearing gloves, you say. Andrews, isn't that just a little bit strange?
Why is that strange? Do you have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time? Totally nothing
Absolutely.
very important.
I have your proof right here. This wine glass.
The wine glass?
You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass, Andrews. You even said you used it in testimony. Where did you think you were going with that?
I don't know, I guess. I don't remember what things.
Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case?
Ah! It's bad.
Order! Order! Order!
Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time, and I think you're back to normal.
Wait, back to normal? That's right, crushing reality is starting to set in, but I'm starting to feel a little bit more sober now.
Phoenix, please, and please stay that way. Please, for the love of everything, stay that way.
What did you mean by the other part, though?
I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here.
I don't think he's gonna stay that way.
It's just an empty
Let me hope.
case, Chief.
Just a funny feeling.
I wonder if it really was empty though.
But the guitar, the bright red guitar was at the studio, Mia.
Phoenix, drop all of your presumptions.
So I should drop my presumption that you're actually a benevolent boss?
Except that one. What was in the guitar case? What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar.
Phoenix, I think you need to cool down.
That feels nice, actually.
You know,
How do
I can
turn it
imagine.
off?
Wait, I can imagine that when the Phoenix in the head like turns on the fan, there's just a random breeze for Phoenix's hair. Like you know how Kazuma's bandana was moving with no wind? It would just be like that.
Everyone's looking, it's like, what?
That's
Where's
the
breeze coming
answer
from?
to the mystery.
There was someone in Kazuma's head that was just giving the breeze.
just a always active fan in his head, and that's how his bandana was able to go into the wind, even though there was no breeze.
It's good white noise at night. What can I say?
You're not in my head. Get out of my head. You're
Kazuma,
not
why
real.
didn't you share some of that fan magic with me when it was during the summer?
Because I was dead.
Before? Wait, no, you weren't. Before that, in Japan. You know, when we were studying. I can't believe this. Okay, all right then.
Wait,
Well,
there's two British men in here. What?
I was always here.
Well, I know you were.
I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. So the witness was not wearing gloves despite the fact that on the case.
I don't know why my head went to the first part being like, it's unnatural that there be a random breeze. Like that topic again.
Objection! Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into misguided...
Like, you imagine as he's giving his own spiel, you just see Phoenix's hair blowing to the fan. Your Honor, please, recall... Turn the fan off.
What fan?
Thank you. Your Honor, recall that Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. We have it on record, and this means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it's wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I am sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder.
Objection! If you are so sure, right, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please, enlighten us as to why that guitar case has anything to do at all with this murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright?
Hypothetically, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case.
The bright red guitar not being the only thing. You don't mean to suggest that a bright black guitar was objection? So, you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty? Is that it, right?
I wouldn't say something that I didn't intend to prove, Edgeworth.
Deflate that head of yours! You haven't proven anything yet!
So pushy.
I like that.
Now then, let's have it. What was inside this case at the time of the murder?
My badge. Don't actually do it. Nothing funny's gonna be said. He's just gonna make fun of me.
No, wait. Another little theory. The attorney's badge turns on and off the fan.
I fiddle with the badge on my light bulb every time I do the fan turns on.
That's Cosmo's secret that he took with him to his grave.
That's the secret. No, Kazuma had a button on his katana.
Button.
Dude, bloody egg.
Egg.
Egg. That's Lada's camera? What's wrong with it?
What was
wrong
inside the
with our camera?
case?
What's wrong with your camera? Why does it look stupid? Butter knife. Hold on, I want to see Lada's camera. That looks stupid.
That's a case for the camera.
Yeah, it's not this. We've already known. Wendy Olbeck stole it, so this is just the killer. This is everything from here down is not it. I don't think this is it. No, that's just the case. The wine glass is there. No.
No.
This was just found in
Sometimes
the
it's not the thing itself, it's something that depicts the thing you're looking for.
Edgeworth, it was you!
It was you!
You! Alright, depicts. I mean, I guess the idea would be a body.
Present Lada's photo.
Oh, wait. Right.
Present a lot of photos.
A lot of photos.
It was this photo. Who's this photo?
Oh, the costume.
Take that.
Take that.
This is a photograph.
Yes.
Yes, but what's important is what's in the photograph, Your Honor.
In this picture?
It doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I'm proposing is... Inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume.
What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself! Right, are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would that be to doing something like that?
That insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave. Now could you, Miss Andrews?
I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea?
Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop.
And I'm still fighting this bailiff for my camera!
Yes, that one. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, correct?
You mean this photo? Order! Order! It looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we?
Nice job, Phoenix.
I don't think I'm doing a great job, but thank you
Phoenix?
for the encouragement. Thank you for the encouragement. Let's just keep going.
There.
So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume. Objection! Wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Viscera Baton Guard's. Why would something of the defendants be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case of all places? True. That is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was this Nickel Samurai costume doing inside the guitar case?
Real quick, save the game. Pick the top one, it's funny. I think it may have been stolen from Mr. Ungard.
Stolen? But why would someone do such a thing?
Maybe the thief wanted to interfere with the post-ceremony stage show. And so, if he didn't have his costume, then Mr. Ungard would be forced to go naked.
Maybe you should be stripped and run out for making a mockery of this corpse.
Whoa, okay.
Excuse me?
Okay.
Mr. Maton God did not take his costume off after the award ceremony. He even testified that he took a nap while still wearing this costume. Is this not correct?
Maybe. Probably.
That's what I thought. 10%. Let's try that one more time, shall we, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Ungar did not take his costume off during the break period, as we just established now. In that case, the costume what we are talking about was a spare.
What? Then, are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel?
That's precisely what I'm saying, Your Honor.
And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case? It wouldn't mean that the victim himself had brought the spare to the ceremony on purpose. But why? The victim, Mr. Neutron, was a German Neutron. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai spare costume with him?
German Neutron.
That's his name now. That's the name now. Jam and Neutron.
That was the name. That was the name.
That wasn't it?
I forgot.
I don't remember. It's so long.
What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act?
Well, and therein lies the sticking point.
Objection! What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue?
What? No! I've had plenty of inner monologue, just,
Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai spare costume?
Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? You sure? Because you gotta think carefully before you answer. You know, the contradicting saying of what you usually do of speak first, think later. Well, actually think, please, and then answer with gusto. Phoenix, maybe you need to hear this from me, okay? I believe in you. Okay?
I know you're just saying it, but thanks, Chief. Alright. This is what I think. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai spare costume to the hotel was... It's not that one.
Phoenix, what are you doing? Are you I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have said it. I believe in you. Oh, jeez. I knew I shouldn't have said it. I knew I shouldn't have said anything. Just don't. Just think. That's all I wanted to do.
Thanks, Chief.
That's all I wanted to do. Victim was Jimmy. Got a spare. I can do it. I can do it.
I don't think she can do it.
No, I can do it.
I don't think she can do it.
No, I can do it.
I don't know.
Reason the victim bought the nickel ceremony.
Wait, was she drinking tomato juice?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's gross. Who willingly drinks tomato juice?
Take that.
Yay, I did it.
What is this?
One second.
Is this an off reference?
On the night of the murder after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference, Your Honor.
A press conference?
Indeed, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference.
I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right?
Thank you, Edgeworth. But what struck me as strange was that Mr. Ungard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night.
But how can that be?
The way I see it, that can only mean one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Jimbo Neutron himself.
The victim?
Yes, the victim. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Jimbo Neutron was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai.
He was going to dress up as a Nickel Samurai and hold a conference? But what would the victim do with such a thing?
That's something I don't quite know yet, however. What I am concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference.
The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. And by confess, at which he was going to reveal something about himself.
Which means that Jimbo Neutron, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Matt Ungard.
Yes, that is what it would mean. But if that's the case, that's not a confession! That's public disclosure! Miss Andrews?
I can see why you are pros at what you do.
Pardon me?
Yes, just as you say. The press conference was set up by Jimmy.
Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this!
I was the one he asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me.
You?
Jimmy had bet everything on the Jammin' Neutron this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought, anyway.
He was going to ruin him, huh?
It looked like somehow Jimmy had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed.
Wait, what?
Yeah, apparently.
Would have canceled him.
He would have
And
been
do you know
canceled
what
on
the
Twitter?
secret of Mr. Ungard's is, Miss Andrews?
That's something only Jimmy knew. I don't know what it is. My guess would be drugs or something.
Oh, I see.
I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone. But that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt, after all.
Protect Mr. Ungard?
And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could, please tell us the truth about your behavior.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand.
How many testimonies does she have?
5.
5 total.
Protecting Matt.
This is the third one?
7.
This is the...
This is 7 of
1,
5.
2, 3...
This is 3.
From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Jimmy, no matter what. That was very bad delivery, but who cares? And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him.
This does account for everything.
Well, I am the logical type. Finally seeing her true self, thank goodness. She's more nervous than a scared rabbit, even though she doesn't sound like it.
If the defense can find no fault with this testimony, I am ready to make a ruling. Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine Mr. Wright.
Somehow, everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale. Again. Guess that means we have to put our weight into this and turn our logic upside down.
Protecting Matt.
Upside down.
Hold it.
Hold it.
You could hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage.
Then, what about the button?
The button.
It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped the button from the Jammin' Neutron's costume.
You were talking about this button, correct?
That button was found in the pleats of Matt's hakama. Isn't that correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence. Unless that was tomato juice, then that would be funny.
You mean this button? No, that's an egg.
Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright.
Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony.
I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat.
I don't think I want Chief to look at me right now.
With an icy stare? Probably.
Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony.
That button was torn off of Jimmy during his fight with Matt. Probably the contradiction.
It is.
No. Egg.
Not
Egg. Egg.
So think about it, 9.
Egg.
Think about how Jimbo died.
Egg.
Oh yeah, on a chair.
Death by egg.
So if
Yes.
Jimbo died, how was he initially killed?
He died from being killed.
They died when they were killed.
People die when they are
What was the
killed.
initial cause?
Initial is strangled with the
Strangled
scarf
with
and
the-
stick.
So the button has blood on it, right?
Yeah.
And the testimony says the button was turned off during the fight. However,
I think it's probably the opposite.
Yeah,
objection!
Thank you.
This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf.
Strangulation?
The knife stabbed at the victim was done after the victim had already died.
And what does that mean?
Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off of the costume when?
After the knife was stabbed into the victim.
Exactly. And this means it is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle. Because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right, Andrews. There is no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off of the victim's already dead body.
Order! Order! What's the meaning? Objection! What is the meaning of this right? So what if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change?
Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve?
What purpose?
We now know this button was not torn off during the fight. So the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it?
Mr. Wright! Does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? What was it?
They wanted to pin the crime on Ungard.
No, they wanted to have a memento of the crime.
Yeah, they wanted to have a memento.
They want to remember the crime.
I kind of want to see that one.
They want to remember.
They wanted a memento.
Maybe this was the criminal's first crime, and since it went so well, Your Honor, the person wanted something as a memento.
And the penalty bar goes away, huh? right.
I can imagine Edgeworth. He just looked up, and the penalty ball goes away. What? Huh?
Right.
I'll give this button to you as a memento.
Huh?
A reminder to never set foot in another court of law again for as long as you live! Yes, I think it would be for the best if you stayed away from the attorney's bench.
What if that just came out?
Wait, please, Your Honor. I'll get it right this time. It's just a little joke, just a little joshing around.
Lord. No, you're saving!
No, I'm loading.
I lied.
I don't know. That's fine. I'll give you this button as a memento and this ball with a penalty as a memento.
There's only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. Ungard. There's no way anyone would put a bloody button in their own pants. That's right. Mr. Ungard was set up. By the real killer, of course.
And the real murderer is... Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is a real killer then?
Oh, it could be anyone. Could be anyone.
We're finally here.
Where are we?
We managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point.
Yeah?
Phoenix, you can't let your guard down just yet. Not until the very end.
The real killer. The person who planned to frame Mr. Ungard is...
Well then.
I like how I just
Miss
silent.
Adrian Andrews.
I like the silence that I just showed the icon. No words needed to be spoken.
I choose you! Go! Adrian, use Fire Blast!
Adrian,
use
what am I
murder!
saying?
Wait, what?
Adrian, use cover up!
What?
Adrian, use Smokescreen!
Huh?
Adrian, use framing! It wasn't very effective.
What is happening? What is happening?
You are Mr. Jimbo Neutron's killer.
What?
Order! Mr. Wright! This is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge?
Any evidence, huh?
No.
All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews.
What? How preposterous! You can't stick any of that on me!
I can't, can I? Would you care to test me?
Then what about this knife, as you've explained before?
The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death, as we established. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. Ungard, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take, as according to your testimony, was you.
Then? What about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama? Which, we established before.
As already established, this button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. Ungard was the real killer, there's no way he would have put such incriminating evidence into his own Hakama.
Before he did.
The only person who could have put this button into Mr. Ungard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you yet again, Miss Andrews.
I see. What about the empty guitar case?
That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is, again, according to your testimony, you, Miss Adrian Andrews.
No,
Objection! But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. It was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right!
That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints on the glass to show that, yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of a dead body.
Ah! Please stop breaking my glasses!
And to top it all off, there's this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe this nickel samurai is Mr. Ungard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not?
Please. Stop.
Well, how about it, Miss Andrews?
Dude, we got her this time. I think.
Miss Andrews!
I refuse. Testify.
What was that?
There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something. If it can incriminate me.
Well, yes. You are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves.
What country are we in?
Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot.
Oh, that one, right.
Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Ungard's room.
Oh, I got to do this funny thing. Hold on.
That's not on guard.
Adrian Andrews!
That's not on guard.
Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright.
Oh, so that's it.
That's when Francisca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things look bad.
You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. But there's still one thing you haven't done.
Something I haven't done.
It would be a motive, even though technically we do have a motive.
What's wrong, right? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence? What's so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless.
What do you mean by that, Edgeworth?
Everything you have proven is circumstantial.
Circumstantial?
Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Neutron. Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Neutron?
I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering.
But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think?
Maybe so, or maybe not. There's nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence.
She's taking that defiant attitude again. Chief, I hate to ask, what do you think we should do here?
Well, if this wasn't a court of law, punch her in the face and make sure she doesn't got any spare glasses so she doesn't ever see again. But since we are in a court of law, somehow, honestly, we've landed in the worst possible situation.
I think we've reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify. And the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof.
But that's not true.
In this situation, there's only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare recess.
Recess?
I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter. And at tomorrow's trial...
Tomorrow? I don't have a tomorrow. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Hold it! Your Honor, please wait. That's not necessary. The trial must go on, Your Honor.
What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he?
That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya...
But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is... Objection! It is not impossible for this trial to continue.
Huh?
Mr. Edgeworth, what do you... It's true Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation was something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, that is very true, but... Actually, there is one little thing I'm curious about. Miss Andrews. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice.
Yes, and?
I can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds the body, they are shaking up, not stirring a glass of juice.
So my actions were unusual? But I've already...
Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect.
Testify?
Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness.
I mean, it could, especially if, like, the testimony shows that she was just laughing maniacally at a dead body and just wanted to drink juice.
Your Honor,
and,
I
like,
saw this dead body
kill
and I
away.
lulled.
And I lulled, and I mean,
I
that could be
lulled.
self-incriminating, especially when people could, like, ridicule her for that. Just saying. You know, I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but, you know, I'm all for it. Sure. Is he a friend or foe? I don't know, but you know what? I don't care. I think he's finally grown up, and I appreciate him.
The court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please.
Only other people grew up.
When I found the body, glass of juice. I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Jimmy, he was sitting slumped over and tired-looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over.
So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. What did you say so in your earlier testimony?
I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left.
I know. Earth. What the heck is going on in that brain of his?
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
I feel like it's pretty obvious. Phoenix,
Yeah,
how you feeling?
I think I need a drink. Hold it! So it was a mess. Are you sure it wasn't messy because of your fight with Mr. Neutron?
Objection! I understand your frustrations about not being able to prove your theory. However, before you go accusing people of crimes, go find yourself some evidence. And then, what did you see next, witness?
I really need a drink after this.
Are you feeling composed?
Phoenix? No.
I'm not gonna go on a bender like I did last time, Chief.
Have you been a raging alcoholic since I've been gone?
No, I've just been threatening people and asking for duels and...
What?
No, like, I had this entire blackout episode. I had to actually... Alright, this should briefly fill you in so we don't waste the court's time. 1 minute briefing. I briefly had an episode where I was completely off the walls, unhinged, and not in your typical drunk or paranoid way. I was challenging people to duels and saying the great bloodletting was about to begin and that the Earth didn't have much time left for it.
What?
I asked Maya about it later. I didn't remember some details and she filled in the blanks for me. I thought about what the chief always said about my Ultrawave blood and all that stuff, and I thought maybe I got so stressed out that Ultrawave blood kicked in. But after that, I've just been, for lack of better terms, a jerk. That's your briefing. Let's go.
I don't know, I can imagine like this was like all in his head, right? So like he has like this whole whiteboard and everything, like a big game plan and everything. And then he ends up like, all right, you with me? And like he gets older. Okay, let's go. He dashes out the door and then like Mega's Phoenix is just standing there like, huh? Like,
What
he
did I
still can't
miss?
comprehend.
It's like, seriously, what did I miss?
I hate this. I hate it here.
So there is like actually really big incrimination in this testimony 9. Slumped over.
Slumped over.
Yes, he was just sitting there with his head tilted forward and eyes closed. He really looked like he was sleeping.
Is it just me or did that right there sound a little odd?
Cool, thanks.
So hear me out, 9. She's saying she wasn't the killer. However, she thought he wasn't dead.
That with the knife sticking out.
Who planted the knife again that we proved did it? If you're going by her testimony, 9, she's literally just admitting to killing him.
Okay. I mean, you just stare at the photo.
Statements 4, 5, and 6.
Ah.
You presented on a statement 3.
Ah.
Yeah, 9.
Ah.
Objection! So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him?
No, not at all.
Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body.
Ah!
What's the meaning of this?
Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Neutron's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that there was a dead man.
That's... well, you see?
I doubt a single person in this world would mistake this for someone who fainted, and then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink.
Your point is...
Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. And your lie has proven one thing very clearly, that you are the real killer.
There we go.
Oh,
Is that ending on that screen?
It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Meganaunt, is not guilty after all.
Possible. You're wrong.
9 blower, Mike.
Wait, did I?
No, okay, you're fine. You just
Wait,
quiet
did you
down
guys
for a
not hear me with that?
second. You were a bit quiet.
Oh, okay.
What the?
Yes,
No,
I
I heard that.
No, like the previous other line where it's like, no, that's impossible. It's wrong.
Oh.
She sounded a bit quiet to me, but she's fine.
Miss Andrews, try to have some composure.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt. I swear it. He's the one who killed Jimmy.
But you were the one who refused to testify. And your reason for not doing so is that you might end up incriminating yourself.
That's because...
Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you?
I refuse to testify.
Alright, you're guilty. Goodbye.
Then there is no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Meganaunt's innocence has been clearly demonstrated.
Is it over?
Is it over?
This is the truth, isn't it? Right?
What's wrong, Phoenix?
It's just... Chief, Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. I'll be real, though. This whole time, I don't really think she did it.
Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Meganaunt. Objection! Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth. The absolute real truth? What do you... Witness, don't you understand yet?
Huh?
I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Meganaunt will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party.
That's a lie. I don't believe you.
What?
I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over. And Pat would never be declared guilty.
What in the world? What's she talking about? Has she lost it?
I can't speak about it. Too scared. It's Franziska von Karma. Of course it's Franziska von Karma. Come on! Why is it not Franziska von Karma? Don't you remember, Phoenix? You know the thought you had like 5 minutes ago? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of others. And another. Because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself.
Then right now, Miss Andrews is...
An idiot, yes.
Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss von Karma. Don't say a word, no matter what happens. If you do, Meganaunt will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now and is clinging on to them, like an idiot.
Then what should we do?
Slap her.
Stupid idiot.
This is the first time I've had to come across something like this in court. I don't know if she's the killer or not, though. She has to be, though, right? Otherwise, if she's not, then Maya... All we have to do now is get her not guilty. That's the only priority, right? Right?
It wasn't me. I'm begging you, please believe me. I didn't kill Jimmy.
Well, then
Help.
testify.
Please. Someone. Help me.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
this court can't continue on like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do.
What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say?
Right. I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime.
The real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else it could be, except the woman crying over there. Right?
Come on now! What will you do? What kind of a man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
She is not the killer, then Maya. But if she could be innocent. Oh, it's not a choice. It's not a funny choice. Wait, I was gonna pick the second one.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I wanted to be honorable.
Okay.
Wait, no, you're saving.
I have to win a complete acquittal today, and there's no way around that. But I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. Not when she's looking at me like that.
What?
Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you're really hiding.
Mr. Wright! Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Sure, Mr. Ungod would get an acquittal, but in his place, you would be found guilty. Is this how you want this trial to end, Andrews?
Be quiet. How dare you? You're trying to trick me.
That's enough! I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth.
You're wrong.
What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this. However... What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court.
Stop.
Mr. Edgeworth! This witness... How should I put this? She has an illness.
What?
And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past.
Stop. Please stop!
No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here.
Bro.
That's
the second part of the suicide report. The attempted suicide report.
What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews.
The secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world.
Please stop! I beg you. If people find out, I'll.
If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me.
Damn.
Edgeworth, how could you?
However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still breathing lips, no matter what I have to do. So, will you tell the court yourself or shall I? Either is fine with me.
I'll talk. But please, help me. Nothing matters anymore. My crime. Yippee! I first saw him. Really thought he had fainted, honest. When I realized he was dead, was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Jimmy's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. That's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume.
Stab the body with the knife? But why would you do that?
Isn't it obvious? Pin the blame on a certain person. Certain cowardly man.
What do you mean by all this? It might take the court a little while to understand, but this is the truth.
Real killer is Matt. Ah!
Huh? What did you do?
What happened, huh?
Okay, for context, so sometimes when I voice act, right, I do hand movements to get into character.
Uh-huh.
And
You slap your hand.
No, I
against
slapped.
something?
I slapped water.
Now, why
you
would
spilled
do
water?
That,
I just
now, why would
caught
you
it.
slap water?
No,
What did water
I
ever
just
do?
caught it. I caught it.
Okay.
I
That's a
caught
real
it.
water slapper.
So you averted disaster?
I have averted disaster.
Crisis averted. Let's go, gamers.
Let's go. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah. The real killer is Matt. That disgusting person of a man. I'll never forgive him. Not the
Wait, can't say scumbag?
or not to.
That's not even a swear!
I said I prefer not to. I didn't say it was.
Okay, call him a bag scum then.
He's trying to
That
escape.
bag scum of a man.
Call him a stinky banana.
That stinky banana of a man.
That stinky banana of a man!
All right, Stinky Banana, you're in the game now. Stinky banana of a man. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time.
Last time? What does she mean by that?
A dragon
So-
ballsy.
Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Jimmy Neutron, in the chest with a knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt on guard for the murder. And this is her crime.
What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Andrew supposed to be the real murderer?
Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence with the cross-examination.
I just realized the health. Oh, lovely.
Don't
Can't
worry.
wait to get that back through Cyclox.
You just gotta press. Hold it!
What?
But you could tell from the state the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say that you did not know he was dead?
He had a scarf tied around his neck. That scarf is a part of the Jam and Neutron's costume. So, I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice.
Hold it! What is this plan you had?
I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Jimmy was going to expose Matt's weak point to the world. So Matt did this to stop Jimmy and silence him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt.
So the forged pieces of the evidence were the knife and the button.
First thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. Oh, that is not the button I wanted to press.
Hold it! That was so you could get the knife, correct?
The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Which honestly worked. It was funny. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. Looked in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime.
Hold it! So you were the one to stab the victim with that knife.
It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. horrible thing I did. But
What did you do?
at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on his own. And when I stabbed Jimmy's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect.
So you thought to rip one of the buttons off and then plant it in Mr. Onguard's hakama?
Yes, that's what I plan to do. Things never go that smoothly, do they?
Hold it! An inconvenience.
There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway.
I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lotta.
There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth.
That's Miss Oldbag for you.
I had already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once. So I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again.
Hold it! You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you?
Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it in Jimmy's guitar case the day before the awards ceremony.
You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct?
Yes, Jimmy wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there.
And what is the secret?
That, I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Jimmy's room in the nickel samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume.
I think we've heard enough. So, after that, you went back to Mr. Onguard's room and planted the button.
Into Matt's hakama. Yes. For that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. And I snuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it.
My word! What does all this mean?
Mr. Edgeworth, is it? Real criminal. Is Matt Onguard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk.
Franziska, huh?
Said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I had done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe her words.
You believe in your words too late.
Nice ringtone.
What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer.
Wait, Your Honor! The defense still...
Objection! Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. The cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. You couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright.
But...
Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately. That is all. Court is adjourned for today.
And everyone just leaves.
Today's trial is over. I didn't win in a quibble.
Witness, would you mind if I ask you something?
Edgeworth?
What is it?
Before you leave court today, I wondered if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite some time now.
What
What exactly is it?
Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now, very conveniently. I found this in the room on that day.
The room.
That day.
Yes. I found this card when I discovered Jimmy's body. It was lying there right next to him.
You found that card next to the victim's body.
Suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. Not as if this card has any relevance to Jimmy's
Come
murder.
on, dude! Who makes these people?
I guess not. That's still a strange card if you ask me.
Who gives birth to these people? Who has the audacity?
But as far as a clue to this case, I don't see why.
Hold it! Witness! That card! Give it to me! Hurry!
Edgeworth?
Do you have any idea what you've stupidly yet inadvertently done? I can't believe you hid this from me all this time!
I didn't mean to. Okay, what is this all about, dude? Calm down.
Never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. That card. What in the world is it? And what does it mean?
The calling card. Has no one ever solved a murder in their
To be
days before?
continued.
You've been doing that oftenly.
I know.
Oftenly. You've been doing that often.
Is that a soundboard?
No, it's me.
Oh.
Is this a reference to a previous stream or something?
No, it's a stupid meme that I just can't get out of my head because my other friends have always done it too, and now that's gotten to me. I got the yippee curse.
Oh, yeah. Also, I think we should stop here. We're going into the next investigation.
You know, Phoenix, I
That
just
kind of
realized something with this fan.
Yeah?
You were always hot-headed.
Thanks, me.
So, how long
Like,
is
see,
it?
it's really
Is
hot
it
in here. Like,
long?
oh my god.
This is where everything happens, basically.
Oh, everything. Okay.
Everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything all at once.
So, here's the question.
Question.
I feel
answer.
bad that Mega was here and he didn't really get to voice anybody. Except the one surfer dude at the beginning. So,
So what
Mega,
you're s-
are you
so what
off
you're
on
saying is-
Sunday?
What?
Are you off on Sunday?
No.
Okay.
Am I off on the days I always work? Gee, I wonder.
Well,
Let me
Mega,
look
I don't know your work schedule.
You should by now. It's been a year.
Well, you said it yourself. It's a random schedule. Sometimes you're
It-
off on Sundays, sometimes you're off on Fridays, sometimes you're off on Mondays and Wednesdays and Thursdays and Tuesdays and Fridays and
It
Saturdays
has
and
been
Sundays.
random lately, but the thing that's been consistent is. Oh, wait a minute. Huh. You know what? I think I can make it on Sunday. Oh my god, I'm in that. I'm in that early. Oh my god. Well, I better go to sleep.
Oh.
They got me early on Sunday. Wait, today's Friday.
Yeah, today's
okay.
Friday. You're
It's
good.
Friday.
Okay. Whew.
Wipes fat sweat from brow.
Whew.
So, how would you all feel doing this Sunday?
Okay.
UA?
Yes.
How would you feel about the win this Sunday?
Sunday? Sure.
Okay. We'll do it Sunday. That's the next time we do this. That's the next time I stream as well. Because
You know, I dropped this fan down some stairs and it's still working.
But is it one of those pocket fans or like powered by a single AA?
It is not a pocket fan. This is it's a hand fan. I carry it in my hand. You have to have really big pockets to carry this, but it is portable.
Ah.
It takes 4 AAs.
Actually,
Mm.
that does remind me. I have a fan that I could plug into my computer and I can actually turn it
9.
on.
I'm a fan of your work.
And that is such a refreshing breeze. So anyways, thank you all so much for coming. Thank you for watching. We'll be back on Sunday, 7 p.m. EST to do the funny investigation stuff.
Funny.
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 So until the next video stream, we'll see you all later unless anybody else has something to say.
Nah, I'm good.
Woohoo.
All right then, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye. Oh god, it's in my eyes. Ah!